Hey guys, Tart Repair bring you a 1v1 today. We're on Bocage, playing for today. Spawning in the north, we have Boomerwaffen playing as OKW, immediately going for Grand Offensive. In the south, we have Scorpio playing as Soviets, immediately going for Defensive. This is a Patreon backer submitted game. Boomerwaffen around rank 130, Scorpio around rank 110. So penal start for Scorpio. Getting a real flank going with these penals. Could make a move for this heavy cover here. Would have been pretty strong, but instead closing the distance on the Folk Grenadiers. And they're performing pretty well in close range. Now have to try close the distance on the Fusiliers back there. Even charge with the combat engineers, but really need to send both of them up at once. Couldn't afford to go for the capture and win both of the fights as well. He was guarding the cut-off at the moment from the stern pyros. More reinforcements coming in, and depending on how this engagement goes, it looks like it's going well for Scorpio, but you do have to worry about the retreat path with those stern pyros back there. Potentially getting the wipe on retreat. No M3A1 for Scorpio so far. Looks like just not going to get one at all. Are up against Fusiliers. They do have the anti-tank grenades, which are pretty effective against the M3A1, but at the same time I think this is a pretty large map for 1v1. So I do think I still would have gone for the M3 on this specific map. Maybe on some other maps that are smaller, you might want to skip it.
You need something built?
No medics yet for Scorpio, just going full on penal production. So a couple of squads coming out onto the field on low health. Combat engineers don't quite complete the capture there. Might be able to beat the Folk Grenadiers though if they get a little bit lucky. Not with the Fusiliers arriving around the corner. So yeah, as the Soviet player, you really need to bully your opponent during this phase before the G43s for the Fusiliers come online and things start to get a lot more difficult. Boomerwaffen did mix in one squad who can build some sandbags. But you're definitely at a weak timing at the moment for Boomerwaffen before any weapon upgrades and before the light vehicle comes through. So Scorpio really needs to maximize this timing. Satchel out. Slow dodge on the stern pyros, but they do get away. Don't get caught on any cover or anything like that, so clean dodge on that satchel, but I don't mind throwing a satchel there. Sometimes it feels like the satchel doesn't trigger the grenade warning, so can often get cheeky wipes in scenarios like that.
We are losing territory.
But yeah, I feel like this is maybe more of a conscript map. You know, the thing with penal troops is you're kind of concentrating your firepower into a fewer number of squads. At least initially. But on a map like this, which is quite large, that sometimes doesn't work out when it comes to territory control. Empire's getting torched at the moment. And oh, very late retreat from Boomerwaffen. Forgot about this one. And down they go. Fusiliers are also struggling against the penals in the north. Satchel onto the building. Dodges into it though with his own penal. Drops one model. And it looks like the Fusiliers were also maybe focusing the squad without the flamethrower. So bad target prioritization for Boomerwaffen. Especially when you're playing against a penal squad, they don't have the possibility of conscript merge. You want to focus down that conscript. I mean, combat engineer flamer.
Our territory is falling into
Big
enemy
time.
hands.
So it's a pretty big setback for Boomerwaffen. Can start getting G43s on these Fusiliers now. Has quite a lot of munitions in reserve.
We are losing supplies
So
to
should
the
be
enemy.
popping those upgrades right now. As many squads as possible.
Supply lines have been cut.
Flamethrower jumping into the building here, working nicely. Yeah, pretty strong start from Scorpio, knocking out that Sternpire is really slowed down. Boomerwaffen. It's going for the flak half track, but going to be coming in at quite a slow timing. It's been bleeding quite a lot of manpower. Just 8 minutes when that's going to arrive. And that means tier 3 coming up for Scorpio out the back, and it's going to be a T70. It's going to arrive, you know, not too far after the flak half track, and Boomerwaffen, since he's struggling for manpower at the moment, can't really afford a Raketen, so it's going to be a bit dicey against this T70 when things arrive, so Boomerwaffen really needs to try to play a little bit more economical. It's going full G43s as well. I thought maybe with the way things are looking, might go for Shreks on one of them. Generally, I'm not a very big fan of Shreks on Fusiliers, but in this case, where he's struggling in the manpower department, doesn't have a Raketen, might be an option. Because Boomerwaffen still, remember, if he takes any damage on the flak half track, he can't repair it up because he doesn't have the Sternpires. So he kind of needs to rebuild the Sternpires as well. Bad grenade there for Boomerwaffen. Flak half track getting really aggressive coming in here. Should hear the T70 coming in the fog of war. Very slow dodging away with the flak half track. Coming across with the Faust. Flak half track backing away now. Trying to hold fire there. Was that supposed to be a smoke activation? Going for the cutoff, but did trigger a mine on the way in. Now that squad's very low. Should consider retreating to get out of there. Could be a wipe on retreat. Damage from the T70. Really strong start. Like half track coming forwards again. We've got the Raketen in production for Boomerwaffen. T70 coming back once again though. Flak half track just suppressing, then running away. The squad does manage to retreat for the moment. T70 not switching over and running away from the snare. I think it still is 3 shots to kill the flak half track, so understandable, doesn't want to stay that aggressive. T70 missing a crucial shot there. Just considering the dive, missing another shot. Looks like grazing damage though. It should be a Fusilier snare. They were definitely in range. Kept setting up, but doesn't quite manage to get a shot through. Missed opportunity there for Boomerwaffen. Scorpio, meanwhile, boat loads of manpower. I'm expecting we're going to see like double Dishka, something like that. Just to really lock down the map. And there we go, first one coming through. Keep connecting. Uh-oh. Okay, T70 off to the side of the arc. Sticks around for a couple shots. Fusiliers closing the distance. Oh, and down they go. That was nasty from the T70. Can't believe that. Those were some crazy hits from the T70.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
It's looking really grim for Boomerwaffen now. Using this flak half track on super low health just to try and get something going. Desperate stuff for Boomerwaffen. But pretty slow reactions to what was happening up there in the north. Honestly. Oh, T70. Oh, there we go. Persistence from Boomerwaffen. T70 goes down. The Raketen chasing in deep, coming in from a very strange angle. Catches Scorpio off guard. Just lighting up with that Volksgrenadier with suppression, crawling back into his own flame grenade. Just dropping fast.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Still territory control very poor for Boomerwaffen. Rebuilding the stern piles now.
Stand ready. We stand at 300 points. Pioneer Group is ready for action.
Looks like Scorpio going for an early tick into tier 4 will reduce the reinforcement cost of the penals. So does have some utility. Second Dishka though I feel like really would lock down the game. It has enough anti-tank firepower to deal with the flak half track as well, the Dishka.
Supply half track is in.
So maybe you don't have to go for the M42. But still hasn't got tier 2 down, so can't build the Zis. But yeah, now with the T70 dead, flak half track the only vehicle on the map, does bode well for Boomerwaffen to do some damage before the first T34 arrives. And so Boomerwaffen probably needs to consider using this Raketen to do some capping on like the far edges of the map, wherever you think Scorpio doesn't have any units.
Enemy fire!
PTRS is on these penals, but can't cycle through the building, got satchel charged. Here they come trying to do some damage to it from the side. Chased away by the OKW troops. So this is probably where the Raketen should come up to cap over here. Bulk screen here, sandbag. Stern piles on repairs. Flank coming through, Scorpio. He was about to get out positioned here. Okay, Raketen is doing the capping, and the Fox Grenadier coming onto the cutoff. It's 2 mines here, though. Here goes one. Going to continue crawling forwards. He's about to be another one, though.
The sector is at risk.
Oh, there they go. Not going to risk
Now
it.
deploy M42
And look at how quickly
guns.
Boomerwaffen's VPs are draining out. That's why I was suggesting he should have tried to get a sandbag down on the
The enemy
point.
is encroaching on our territory.
He's trying to go for this resource harass, but he really needs to stem the VP drain at this stage.
Our enemy has only 200 points.
And it seems like crawling over to Scorpio's side of the map without a sweeper is not working out. Loads of mines down. Easy dodge on the grenade. And yeah, these 2 attacks from Boomerwaffen onto the cutoff and the fuel point is not working out at all. Mine shutting that down. And still no sweeper actually for Boomerwaffen. Maybe we'll go for that now. Kitten able to cap the far VP though, so I'm going to stop the drain shortly at least. Boomerwaffen now into the Obers. Wow, that's actually a pretty aggressive positioning on that Schwerpanzer headquarters. I don't think I really like that given how the game's gone so far. Like an anti-tank gun push through the Centaur from here. Could knock that out quite easily. Preferred like the far edge of the flak gun just touching the northern end of the territory point.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Scorpio did, maybe have the option of going for like a heavy mortar as well. Though against low team weapons and on a map this large, heavy mortar is maybe not at its strongest. Okay, first T-34 about to roll out for Scorpio. Boomerwaffen still about 80 fuel away from a Panzer IV.
Standing by.
That half track though is staying useful. Penals upgrade with the PTRSs, so they're not much use against these Fusiliers. Fake grenade there from Boomerwaffen, not a bad idea. Scorpio didn't dodge anyway though. And here comes the T-34. Kitten is somewhat close by though. T-34 circling around.
Supply sector under attack.
Got a mine down on the VP. Triple cap running against Boomerwaffen again. Raketen setting up.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Connecting once. 45mm gun making use of its canister rounds. And some reasonable damage. Keeping the Fusiliers suppressed as well, so they can't jump on the VP. Got a couple squads coming out to the side though. Dishka in the center now as well. Fusiliers coming in on the flank of the Dishka. Can spin around pretty fast, but a bit late on the move. Here comes a T-34 though. Can get snared. The Kitten's still on the far side though. And this is blocking the sight of the T-34. Scorpio choosing to get out of there.
We are losing territory.
Boomerwaffen doing a pretty good job of getting control of that central point. Another T-34 in production for Scorpio.
Falling into enemy hands.
Squad charging in, looking for the snare. Tank gun slowly rotating across. We've got a second one coming through as well for Boomerwaffen, so these T-34's got to be careful. Leveling to tank guns in effect for Boomerwaffen, and really has stabilized the map control situation. This is where penals can start to fall off a bit, especially if you upgrade one of them with the PTRS. Again, the mines keeping the VP safe for Scorpio. And some repairs going now as well. Plenty of munitions for Scorpio and very close to the anti-tank overwatch in terms of command points as well. So once that Panzer IV arrives from Boomerwaffen, I expect it to be a Panzer IV. It's not going to have an easy go with that big off map. Okay, so split T-34s, one on each side. The anti-tank guns also split. He's pressuring the Raketin, but now on retreat from the flak half track. Oh, squad down in this, the Obers! They dropped their MG34. Oh boy, that is really bad news for Boomerwaffen. Oh, not quite in range for the snare there. Must have been so close. This Fusiliers do have a pretty long range snare. Rebuild on the Obers. Getting the LMG upgrade, and they could pick up the second one. Double LMG 34 Obers. That would be crazy strong. But he's got the wrong rally point on them at the moment. Going back to the front lines now. The Penals looking to get on top of that weapon. They're getting hit by the flak. They get forced away as well. So double LMG Overs. Boomerwaffen making the best of a bad situation after losing that Over squad.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Just doing some nice work here. T-34 coming in from the side. Back half track popping smoke. T-34 continuing forwards for the attack round and gets the flag half track. Snare about to come through from the Fusiliers. Still needs one more shot, but the T-34 getting caught on the terrain. Oh, doesn't quite go down though. Kitten in hot pursuit. Might be able to get an attack round going. Just getting flanked here. T-34 under some pressure. Fusiliers coming in from the side. They spot for the Raketin. And down goes the T-34. Boomerwaffen doesn't end up going for a medium tank, by the way. Saving straight for the Tiger, I'm guessing. Getting close to it in terms of fuel now, but it's so low on VPs, threatening to lose the game in the process of saving for this. I suppose it does mean that the anti-tank Overwatch doesn't get to do anything for quite a lot longer. Scorpio, though, can start production on another T-34 very shortly. There it goes.
The sector is secure. Engineer standing by.
Penals capping across the map. Drain back on Boomerwaffen. Trying to complete the capture. And they do. There'll be a good amount of drain on Boomerwaffen, who is desperately trying to save manpower now for that Tiger. Next time he retreats his squad, might have to just forego reinforcing it to try and push this Tiger out a little bit earlier. Let's manage to neutralize the central point. Sternpire is heading over to this side. So doing a good job of reducing the drain. T-34 though, getting some good hits in. Getting advancing. Another shot on the T-34. Oh, good grenade in from the side. Dishka gets low, no suppression from that mine. So Dishka ends up getting decrewed. The second Raketen forwards, the other one under pressure from the penal troops. And this could be a dead squad on retreat now. T-34 chasing in, 2 penals are here. T-34 facing the wrong direction though. So it doesn't have any damage coming in from the hull gun. Oh boy, oh, not the best pathing. This is Vet 2. Raketen, look at the increased rate of fire. I think if that wasn't Vet 2, maybe that could have worked out for Scorpio. Getting a little bit overwhelmed controlling these double T-34s during that situation. And ends up losing one of them. Switching over to a sniper now. Still has the M42 and the Dishka available for the recrew. But we want to do that with combat engineers if possible. Boomerwaffen looks like he is not reinforcing the anti-tank guns at least. Has reinforced a couple of these squads though, so it does delay the Tiger a touch. Flare up from Boomerwaffen. Recruit on the Dishka now. Double LMG overs, you don't want to mess around with those if you're the penal squad. Really need the sniper or the T-34 to assist. Boomerwaffen stopping the clock, turning things against Scorpio, 47 points remaining. Usually as the Soviet player, you probably want 2, maybe even 3 T-34s at this stage, but Scorpio, of course, has lost 2 of them, so as this Tiger arrives, Scorpio in a bit of a rough position, honestly. Here it comes. Oof, pretty good health damage with that first shot. PTR squad looking to come in. Sniper in a slightly compromised position here. Looking for the sticky satchel, but the Obers, look at how quickly they ripped through that penal squad. It's unreal. Double LMG's so nasty. T-34 is nearby, but so is the Raketen. Still have the M42 back there. There goes the sniper, Tiger. Focused on the T-34 though. That recon plane would have spotted the sniper. So he's right to retreat for sure. Not sure where these combat engineers are going, just kind of sacrificing them to the sniper. A little bit of a mistake there. Scorpio having gone for that sniper now, strapped for manpower, cannot afford another T-34. Might be thinking about going for an SU-85 next though. Still has a little bit of fuel to go to save for that, but we've lost control of the cutoff. That fuel income coming in very slow now for Scorpio. So this Tiger double Raketen setup really causing Scorpio a lot of issues. Still have the M42 back there. I know that its penetration isn't that strong, but still probably better than not using it at all. Before getting a good shot in, Raketen extremely low, could get decrewed here by the penals. Switches the focus fire over to the repairing squad and knocks it out. There go the Sternpires. Almost went down as well, but they do survive. Well, gave up the opportunity for the decrew on the Raketen, but gets the Sternpires in return, so overall a reasonable trade for Scorpio, I would say. Tiger coming in aggressive. Has to worry about those mines, though. He's run over so many of them. But maybe Boomerwaffen's just like, okay, I can't afford to wait. I have to get some damage done with my Tiger right now, otherwise I'm going to lose my grasp on this game. You could be right about that. Scorpio did manage to cap the northern fuel. Those double LMG overs, that's just crazy. Half health on the penals before they even take like a lick of damage. It's just unfair. Kind of reminds me of the old days where Grenadiers could upgrade both G43s and the LMG. Terminators. Could not deal with them, the Soviets back then. Just hung out to dry. Very late retreat. Tiger takes care of that. But maybe a bait. Scorpio throwing in the sticky satchel. And remember, Boomerwaffen with no repairs for this. Sternpires are dead. 34 coming back in. Oh, the sniper went down to the Fusiliers over here, I think. Oh boy. It's going to be the SU-85 next for Scorpio. Comes the Raketen. Could be a snare coming in from Boomerwaffen. Not quite. It's draining against Scorpio. Steal on the M42 by Boomerwaffen. He's going to have triple anti-tank guns now. It's going to make it very hard for that T-34. Late retreat on the Volksgrenadier. Penals don't charge through the smoke, but the T-34 does. Looking for the wipe here. S-35 missing. T-34 goes in for the ram. He's got the anti-tank overwatch activating. Penals need to stay on top of the Raketen. Maybe throw out the satchel charge here. Oh, I don't even need to. There it goes, getting decrewed. And there goes the Tiger. Well done. In that situation, given how Boomerwaffen is relying so much on that Tiger, willing to sacrifice the T-34 there, even if it may not be strictly necessary. Just don't take any risks. You never know what's going to happen with those double Raketens lying around. It can go south quite quickly. Only 2 windows firing from that house, not the best for the penal squad. Grenade in, predictive. Jumps out of the building, avoiding most of the damage. Satchel in return. Slightly into a retreat path as well. Boomerwaffen not paying any attention. And that's what I was talking about. The cheeky satchel in those engagements can sometimes get the wipe. Don't trigger the grenade warnings and you can get those kills. Best to do it on engagements that are going to take a while to play out. And your opponent would expect you just to stay stationary with your penal squad the entire time. So if they're watching on the tactical map, they see your penal and the other squad trading. They don't see any movement, which might alert them to something that's going on. So with that, Scorpio now in a good position in terms of infantry. Struggling a little bit against those double LMG overs, but now should be in a good position to close out this match. Still has struggled a little bit in terms of fuel control. And it looks like Boomerwaffen, once again, not going to go for a tank. Going to wait for that Tiger cooldown and go for another Tiger. S-35 can't really do much, trying to get some lucky hits in. Just go capping on the far side. S-35 can occasionally land a shot, but generally not worth attempting just because you can take shots in return. Give federancy to the opponent's anti-tank gun and you have to spend time repairing the tank back up afterwards. And sometimes I do go for it, especially on snipers. Sometimes I try and get shots in with the tank destroyer. Jagdpanzer Jackson. Sometimes pick off the sniper, worth going for, in my opinion. T-34 coming through for Scorpio. Smoke from Boomerwaffen covering the center. Going for the capture over there. Just go spinning around. Usually, remember, do have that long line of sight. And here we go, Tiger. Coming through again for Boomerwaffen. Scorpio is still in a pretty good position. Has the Su-85 T-34. But still not going to be easy. Still can't build resist, no tier 2, so let's see how he gets on. Instant retreat from the Tiger. They're often low on munitions at this stage. Good damage on the retreating heavy machine gun there. Su-85 going for some attack round action, but missing. Second time, better. The kitten's creeping in. But the combat engineer sees what's going on. Can't complete the decapture though, those double LMG overs. Running right through. Combat engineers and oh boy, Penal's trying to rotate into the center, but the Schwerpanzer headquarters actually shutting that down. Was another possibility for Scorpio after the Tiger had died to try and go for a push on the base. Could maybe have deployed a heavy mortar, smoke, a couple Penals run in there with satchels, blow it up. Could have been a reasonable idea.
Capturing our supplies.
Boomerwaffen doing a good job jumping back on the VPs. Scorpio with a bit of float at the moment. Needs to decide what he's building next. Still a lot of fuel away from another tank. And Boomerwaffen, to his credit, has harassed this cutoff so many times. It's really limited Scorpio's fuel throughout this match and accidentally leaving the capture circle there slightly. Unfortunate for Scorpio. So fuel income's going to stay limited. Definitely I would recommend getting combat engineers with the sweepers if you're not going to get them with the flamethrower. Speed up the repair times. Especially if you've got 600 munitions. Tiger getting too close, going to take another sticky satchel. Anti-tank Overwatch coming through. Here comes the T-34. T-34 coming in. Getting sights. I think I probably still would have gone for the ram here, but maybe having its sight blocked, or pathing blocked by the flag. Ends up getting the kill anyway. This Raketin on camouflage mode. I think Boomerwaffen forgetting to take it out of camouflage. Just moving across here and it doesn't end up doing anything as a result. Probably could have killed the T-34 if he remembered to take it off camouflage. And I do that myself sometimes. Which is why I'm sometimes a bit more conservative about when I use camouflage on my Raketin. Realizing that if I try to move it forwards, it won't actually move anywhere. So another Tiger, pretty easily dealt with by Scorpio, and still has munitions for days after that as well. Boomerwaffen doing a good job getting on those VPs. Did manage to kill a machine gun at some stage as well. I don't know where that Dishka died, but it's not here anymore. Imagine Scorpio going to try go for another T-34. Just needs a little bit more fuel, and once again the cutoff really hurting Scorpio. 14 points left for Boomerwaffen, though it's not looking good.
Establish defensive line.
Such a small army size for Boomerwaffen.
Enemy armor! Adjust fire!
He's pressuring away the Raketen. Here come the Obers, but don't have the LMG quite yet. Oh, is that a rebuild on the penals for Scorpio? Interesting. I think I'll probably be going for conscripts at this stage. Sandbags very helpful and can straight away upgrading them with the Superman. He was trying to come in for a satchel, but they're just getting beat down too quickly. He'll be able to get it off safely without dying. Oh, that's a nasty shot from the T-34. That Raketen was up in smoke. EC-85 should be knocking that out now. Yes, indeed. Good satchel out sprint to dodge it. Good idea from Boomerwaffen. Spots do have an edge, the Fusiliers, over the penals in tight combat. Him's being slightly better at long range. Not much in it. Secure mode starting up the cap. 5 points left for Boomerwaffen. Don't know where he's going with these Obers. Just spins around and suppresses them. There they go. Stormpire's coming out to the side. They jam the capture. Couple squads coming out to that side. And that's it. Boomerwaffen with nothing to really go for here. Building a Panzer IV now, but too late by the time it arrives. The game is going to be over. And there we go. So Boomerwaffen, interesting tactic, you know, constantly going for the fuel harass, and it did limit Scorpio's fuel ability, but overall maybe just a couple losses in the early stage, setting Boomerwaffen back a little bit too far. Never really fully stabilized. Maybe once the first Tiger arrived, he was in roughly even footing, but you know, that anti-tank Overwatch, so good at erasing heavy tanks with engine damage, and took them both the Tigers down very, very easily. Well, anyway, guys, a wrap on that. If you like good game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye, and good luck.